everybody. Today's live, I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to join my live if you want to leave any comments or share any experiences. So today I'm going to be reacting to some of the comments that is on my most popular short. It's about a domestic violence survivor. Her name is Jenna Lee from Toledo, Ohio. I did do a video about her at the time that I released the short. I deleted the video because I had gotten a copyright issue and I didn't want any more problems. So I tried my best to only post like maybe I'll read an article or share pictures. I try my best not to share audio, video of other content creators, other news sources. A lot of people do it and it's fine. People get away with it, but I didn't want to risk it. I kind of regret deleting the video because it was really helpful. I'm actually thinking about just doing a do-over where I just read the article, the original article, and talk about it, my opinion, and try to remember exactly what I said last time. But you guys really reacted well to that video. A lot of support, but you have some negative people. So I'm going to read some comments from people on the short. You're going to hear some negative comments. You're going to hear some positive comments. You're going to have some comments that's clearly from abusers. Clearly, they're either abusers themselves or they support abusers, and I kind of like group them in the same category because if you support abusers, like you're not really that much different. If you see abuse, you're not saying anything, you're not reporting it, you're not distancing yourself from the abuser, you're not trying to help anybody. I don't really see you any better than the abuser. Like just being quiet doesn't. Oh, I'll just mind my business. No, you can't keep. I'm just minding my business. You can't be complacent in abuse and stuff like that because one day that could be you. I think people fail to realize that you can be abused. I don't care how big or bad you think you are, how much weapons or skill. You never know when you might be in a situation where you are a domestic violence survivor and you're gonna want somebody to help you. So to sit there and act like you don't know what's going on, I think it's not right. All right, so I'm gonna read some of the comments and I'm gonna just leave give my opinion about the comment. It's hard to react to every comment, like to reply to every comment. I have 570 comments. So I don't have the time to reply to all the comments. But I'm really glad that the short got so many views because it's really helpful for women and anybody, men or women who's in a domestic violence situation. This needs to be a wake up call. So I really, really, truly appreciate Jenna Lee for putting herself out there. It's not easy and it's not common for domestic violence survivors to come out and share their experience. Not many people want you to know that they're getting beat up on. It's embarrassing. The abuser is embarrassing themselves and they're embarrassing the victim that they're abusing. So it's all a really messed up situation. Hi, Christy Lawning. Hi. All right, so this is Jenna Lee. Like I said, this is the original video. It is on my channel right now. I will attach it somehow to this video, okay? So some of the comments are really like you can't believe people's I told myself I wouldn't delete any comment unless it was like really I don't know. I wanted to leave some of the nasty, hateful comments because I want people to see how nasty and hateful people can be and how, the reason why some victims choose not to say anything. They choose not to speak out about domestic violence because they're going to get victim blamed. They're going to get gaslit. They're going to be asking all these questions and not protecting them. It seemed like people like to protect the abusers. Victims are afraid of retaliation and just afraid for their lives. So a lot of times they don't want to speak about it and they don't want to seem like they're being blamed. It is like, who wants people to know that you're getting beat up on? It's not like, oh, cool, look, I got a black eye. Oh, cool, but he busted my lip. That's not a cool thing to talk about. That's not a fun thing. That's not a great experience. That's very humiliating experience. And that's what the abuser intended for you to feel, humiliated. But I'm glad that Jenna Lee and many other women come out and speak about their experiences and not hide, because when you hide these things, people don't know what's going on. People have a right to express themselves however they want to when it comes to them being a victim or survivor of domestic violence. It's not the abuser's it's not the abuser's position to say, hey, you shouldn't tell anybody I did that to you. How dare you tell the world that I'm abusing you? Keep speaking up if you can, everybody. All right, so let's go ahead and read some of the comments from the Jenna Lee short about her basically talking about what happened to her with her ex-boyfriend. So her ex-boyfriend about 2 years ago, Montrese Hughes, he I guess overheard her talking on the phone. She was talking to a coworker and he got upset, jealous, whatever the situation was, and he beat her. This is the result of what he did to her. Her both eyes are black. You can't see her other eye because of how the picture is in the frame, but she has like two black eyes. She had bloody eyes. So he was basically choking her, holding her down, and beating her. And so a warrant was out for his arrest that same night. They found him. He was arrested. And last I checked, he didn't serve any prison time. He only got probation. I'm gonna try to find an updated article for y'all, but this man who did this to her, he didn't, from what I read, he didn't go to prison. He just had some type of community service. I'm gonna try. Let me go ahead and update y'all before I read the comments. I'm gonna update you about what his punishment was. It wasn't enough. So it says this is from April 12th, 2023. Okay. It says man convicted of domestic abuse sentenced to probation. A man convicted for beating his ex-girlfriend and the mother of his children, leaving her hospitalized and sent into hiding was sentenced. Okay, so in Toledo, Ohio, it says that he put her in the hospital. It says court records show that he was sentenced to 4 years of community service. No, it's called 4 years of community control after he withdrew his previous not guilty plea and entered a guilty plea. Um, yeah, so I don't really know what community control is exactly. Is it community service? But I think he should have had some prison time. To me, that was attempted murder. He was a really big guy. I'm gonna try to show you guys a clip of what he looks like. A big guy. This is him. He's a big guy. And he was holding her down, choking her out, basically, and beating her. And he didn't get any prison time. He got community control. Let me go ahead and look at what community control really is, because I thought it was called community service. Okay, so this says community control is, it says community control, also known as probation. So basically, he's on probation, is an alternative to incarceration. This means that if you are convicted of a crime, the judge might decide to sentence you to community control instead of jail or prison term, provided that imprisonment for the specific offense is not mandated by law. Alternately, alternately, the judge could sentence you to a period of incarceration followed by a probation period. What happens in your case will depend on your specific circumstances. If you are sentenced to community control, the judge will place you under the supervision of your county's probation department. Thus, although you will not be serving time in prison or jail, you will still be monitored by the court or agency of the law. Um, the probation period, I'm sorry, the probation department ensures that you get the services you need to address the matter issues led to the conduct leading to criminal charges. It also works to protect the community by helping with rehabilitative efforts to reduce, I guess, reoffending. During your term of community control, you will be required to report periodically to a probation officer. The officer will ensure that you comply with all the conditions of your sentence. They will report any violations to the court, which can lead to additional sanctions being placed upon you. Yeah, so it's just certain things. I don't know exactly what he was sentenced to, but basically he, you know, got off easy. So 3 years, 4 years of community control. I hope he doesn't violate. I hope he leaves her alone. And I really hope that Jenna did end up getting a restraining order. I don't know a follow up to her story. I tried to like look it up and I didn't see anything. And I think Jenna is probably doing it low key now because I even tried to find her on TikTok and I couldn't find anything. I know originally when her story came out, her mom had posted something on her TikTok about him and how they'll find him. So I don't know what the situation is. But let's get back to reacting to these comments. So someone left a comment 44 minutes ago. They said, "This is so heartbreaking. God bless her heart." Yeah, it is heartbreaking. Someone else said, "Don't let him find out you have a handgun." I agree. I hope that she has a concealed to carry weapon or whatever, however she wants to do the weapon. I think it's very helpful for women to know how to manage a firearm, know how to shoot it, know how to clean it, uh, all the things, how to keep it safe, especially if you have children. Like, a lot of times when people have handguns in the home, a lot of times you end up getting hurt with it, or a child can get hurt with it. So if you do have a handgun, it needs to be in a like child safety lock or however you need to do it to make sure your child is not getting to it. Because safety is really important when it comes to handguns. Another comment says, "I think men who do this really want a man." Hmm. Things that make you go, hmm. I've heard like when a man like is really hateful towards women, very negative, very nasty, and very abusive, like sometimes it does give that they don't want women, they want men, and they're just angry. They can't really express themselves how they want to. I've definitely heard that, and I think there is some truth to that, but I can't confirm that, but that's what it gives. Um, Someone says her hair looks nice. Yeah, just a very not really sure why that comment is necessary when a domestic violence survivor is sharing her story. Y'all, some of the comments I've gotten is really, yeah. Another comment says, "Men that hit women are cowards. They would run away from a man who challenged them." I agree 100% with that. They really would. Yes, there are some big bad men. Like I said in my original video that I did delete, there are some tough guys out there, big bad, that will fight men and fight anybody and don't care who you are, tall, big, small. They're just like a hard head. Like we call them uh like a somebody that just like they don't care who you are. They will challenge you, they will fight you. But I feel like a lot of times men are like these narcissists. Men who abuse are narcissists, and they'll like pretend they're this cool guy, and they'll in the behind closed doors they're being up other women. There are other guys who are just a jerk all the time, and everyone knows he's a jerk. Everyone knows he's rough. He's abusive out loud, not just behind the scenes. But I do think men that abuse women are cowards. Period. Pick on somebody your own size. Like I said in my original video, if you don't know how to love a woman, if you can't love a woman, if you have issues, if she's making you upset and you can't control yourself, leave her alone. Stop blaming women for your like short temper. Stop blaming women for your mother, whatever issues you got with your mom or your dad. It's just like a lot of unresolved issues that men have, and it's not a woman's problem. It's not her fault. Go heal on your own and leave her alone. But they can't do that. Some men act like women are the worst things in the world, but then they can't live without women. They depend on women for everything, and women are the go-to, the punching bags. Hi, FNS. How are you? You haven't been here in a while. Welcome back. I'm just reading comments from my most popular short. Jenna Lee, about 2 years ago, she shared her story about being abused by her ex-boyfriend. So I'm reading some of the comments. Some of the comments are like really wild, like really. So the next comment says, hold on, y'all. I lost track of the comments. This one says, this isn't DV, it's attempted murder. Yep. So this person feels like this is not domestic violence, it's attempted murder. I agree. And I'm really surprised that he only got community control. I don't know if Jenna wasn't pushing for it. I don't know what happened, but look what he did to her. How is that just community control? I would, I really honestly wish I knew an attorney or knew someone who was like good in the law to. You hear all the time though. You hear abusers getting away with stuff, and that's why they abuse. Like honestly, I feel like either jail is just really too comfortable, prison is too comfortable, because it seems like a lot of people just don't have no fear of prison because they're like, oh, they're not doing anything to me anyway. I can beat up my girlfriend and nothing's gonna happen to me. But yeah, it's really unfortunate that he only got community control, basically probation. He's not facing any prison time. Um, Next comment from the same person says, I forgot to, some comments I try to reply to. This one says, had he done this to a stranger, he would have been given a much harsher sentence. I agree. If he would have walked up to some random woman on the street or in the bar, he definitely would have went to prison. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if generally didn't want to push. Sometimes women don't want to push forward with pressing charges or whatever fear or whatever it is. I don't know. They had children together. I don't know if she tried to work anything out with him as far as like being, on good terms. I don't know, but I just don't understand why he only got probation when he did so much damage to her. You know what I'm saying? Like he just slapped her real quick, even though you shouldn't put your hands on anybody for any reason. But he really like could have killed her, you know. But I agree with this comment. Next comment says, I could go on all day with my abuse stories, even had to have reconstructive surgery. Long story short, you have to love yourself. If you love yourself, no one can hurt you because you won't allow it. I'm open to comments and questions. That person is right. Another person says, thank God she is still alive. Amen. Live your life, girl. I'm glad she's still alive. There's many women who are in the grave right now, with many women who are not the same right now because of how much damage they, you know what I'm saying? There was a woman in Ohio like years ago where her ex-boyfriend was mad at her, or her boyfriend at the time, or ex-boyfriend, he was mad at her for whatever reason it was. They were at a gas station. They met up at a gas station, and I forgot what happened, but he took gasoline, doused it on her, and threw a match or threw a cigarette. And he claimed, "Oh, I was smoking a cigarette and I threw it." No, he intentionally burned her up, and she lived long enough to be able to testify against him on a recorded tape. But yeah, she did not survive. She lived as long as she could with like basically she was burned probably like 90% of her body. She was her skin, it was bad. It was bad. And she had children. So she was only here on, she only lived not too long after. I don't know how long, maybe a month. I don't remember how long she lived after the injury, after the domestic violence assault. But the man is in prison. I believe he has a life sentence. And this person said that looks like makeup. Just another irrelevant comment. Um, to think that somebody's gonna put makeup on their face to come on about that. Yeah. This another comment says no, 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 and like a sad face. Another comment says I'm going through the same thing. And I'm just gonna reply real quick. Um, Let me make sure I have, because I like to leave like resources in my video description. Yeah, so I did leave it in there. Okay. Another comment says, "This is so real and beyond sadness. It can't continue to be carried out amongst our generation." And I agree with this person. Another comment says, "Just damn, like what can you say? Like really, that's like a horrible situation." Another comment says, "Damn, a man that hits you doesn't love you." Let me read it again. She says, "Damn, a man that hits you doesn't love you. He hates you." I agree. I agree. He hates you. He hates his mother. He hates his dad. He hates somebody, and he's taking it out on you. Real men don't hit women. Okay, because if you're a so-called man, you're hitting on women, you're not a man. Stop blaming women for making you mad or whatever's going on with your job at life. Like always blaming. Like abusers love to lack accountability. Abusers don't like accountability. They hate it. It's like their kryptonite. Like I had to blame someone for my anger. I had to blame someone for my actions. All right, another comment says, "There's a lot of good men in this world. The real question is why did she pick him? That's what I want to know." Another, like, just sad comment for somebody. I'm sure she didn't pick him thinking he was going to abuse her. And it's a lot of reason why women stay with abusers. You know, people need to truly educate themselves about domestic violence. No one in their right mind is going to be like, "Yay, I want an abuser. Yay, I want you to beat me up and beat and hurt me." There's something going on there. There's some low self-esteem issues, past trauma, whatever. And sometimes people try to give people chances and you shouldn't. It's a lot of reasons why people stay with abusers or they choose abusers and they stay with them. You cannot blame the person. They don't want to be abused, just that it's just something that they were accustomed to. They were taught that it's normal. And just sometimes the abusers are threatening you, like, I will take my life, I will take your life, I'll take our children's life if you leave me. So truly educate yourself, y'all. Someone just left the hearts. Someone says he does look dangerous. And I agree, he does look dangerous. And I hope that women are, aware of him. Whoever's in the area that he lives is very much aware of the kind of person he is. I do believe that people can change, but you have to really want to change. That kind of behavior, what he did to her, doesn't look like somebody who has high hopes of changing. I'm not saying he cannot change, but ladies, if a man is abusing you, leave him safely. You got to be safe. You got to, do it in a safe way. You can't just up and leave. You have to make sure you have a safety plan in place because they will try to take your life. But if a man is hitting on you, he meant to do that. It wasn't an accident. He didn't do it by mistake. He knew what he was doing. And don't allow him to say, "Oh, I was drunk or I was high or blah 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 blah." There's no reason for him to put his hands on you. Leave you alone. No one should be putting their hands on anybody. If you're in a relationship with somebody or you're with someone and you guys are in a position where you're putting hands on each other, it's time to leave. Y'all don't belong together. You have issues. You're not going to work. Yeah. When the love is gone, you need to be gone too. Period. Someone says currently understand how she feels. And I try to respond to the comments that is might be in trouble, and I say see my description because I try to leave like domestic violence awareness hotline and stuff like that in there. I'm late to responding to a lot of these comments because this is so many comments, but I really appreciate everybody's support who leaves comments on the video, letting me know how you feel. And someone says poor girl. Someone said he looks like that bad guy. Maybe she fell. Oh no, I read it wrong. Somebody said a victim blamer just said he don't look like that bad of a guy. Maybe she fell. So another, a sad excuse of a person, someone who condones abuse, someone who probably is abuser themselves. Abusers love to say that they don't see nothing wrong with other bad people. I've heard it myself. Oh, he don't seem so bad. Maybe you did something wrong. What did you do? Victim blamers are a sad excuse of humans. I can't stand victim blamers. Victim blamers are in the same category to me as abusers. They're just as bad as abusers, in my opinion. Someone said, "I'm so sorry." Someone says, "Sometimes I like that I'm a selfish person and care more about myself than anyone else because I know I'd never let anyone do this to me and get away with it. People, especially men, are easily disposable to me." I'm going to reply to this person. I'm glad you're in a good place because it's good to be like not tolerable. Like giving people second chances only like hurt you in the end. Like some people do not deserve second chances. When it comes to abusive behaviors, do not give them second chances. They'll get worse. They'll basically be like, "Oh, okay, I see I can get away with that. Let me see what else I can do," right? Um, all right. Another comment says, "No innocent girl should be with a man who is abusive." All right. Another comment says, "The good thing is that she understood that he was bad for her. She should know that we love her. I hope that she gets better too." Yeah. I'm glad that Jenna realized that, what he was doing to her was not love. She said she kept going back, he would abuse her. She kept going back, going back. And it takes a lot of times for victims to leave their abusers. It can take like probably like 5 times or something like that. It's not easy. It's not like, oh, just leave him. Oh, just leave him. You know, it's a lot to it. Another comment just put like a crying face. Another comment says, if you love someone and they upset you, please don't do this to that person. I agree. I agree. If you are to the point where you feel like you need to hurt someone in that way, you need to leave them alone. Leave them alone. Get some help, man. Another comment says, I survived domestic violence, so I know no matter how much you love someone, it doesn't stop. I was saved because my love was murdered. But looking back, I know the strength it takes to walk away. I pray she doesn't go back. Let me see. All right, another comment says, I'm a domestic violence. Another comment. If you guys are in the chat, please give this live a like. I would appreciate it. Another comment says, I'm a domestic abuse survivor. I was 33 years old when I left for good, didn't look back. Yes, he came back looking for me. God had me in the right place that time. I had a child from him. I got my child from school, had a cousin of mine come to get me, and left the city. It's a control issue. Please don't be in a rush to get into a relationship with anyone. I agree with that. I'm 71 and I'm grateful to God because if it hold on, y'all. I hope I'm still live. I think I'm still live. I was trying to see why the phone was going dark like that. Let me start this comment over because I messed up. Okay. I'm a domestic abuse survivor. I was 33 years old when I left for good, didn't look back. Yes, he came looking for me. God had me in the right place that time. All right, so let me read this comment again from the Jenna Lee short, okay? It says, I'm a domestic abuse survivor. I was 33 years old when I left for good, didn't look back. Yes, he came looking for me. God had me in the right place that time. I had a child from him. I got my child from school, had a cousin of mine to come get me, and left the city. It's a control issue. Please don't be in a rush to get in a relationship with anyone. Let me read that again. Please don't be in a rush to get into a relationship with anyone. Period, y'all. Period. Don't be in a rush. Don't be in a rush. You're gonna be rushed. Sometimes you're gonna rush into danger. Okay. What's that saying? Only fools rush in. Take your time to get to know people. Really and truly. Give them time and take your time with being intimate with them. Don't be intimate right away. Make it go for months and months and months and months and months. Like as long as possible. Is whatever you feel is comfortable. But you need to really know the person, know them through different seasons. How are they when they're sick? How are they when they're mad? How are they when something doesn't go their way? How do they treat you when you're not feeling good? You need to know that person out of through all their moods and seasons and experiences, like as much as you can. You got to be able to see them up through the ups and down. It's easy to fall in love with somebody when you guys are on a high. You're like being loved by, like, yeah, I love you too. But what about the bad times? What about when you're not feeling good? What about when they're in a bad mood? Let me finish reading the comment. Um, I'm 71 and I'm grateful to God because if it hadn't been for God, I don't know. I look at men differently now. No, I don't date. Don't talk to anyone. I have the joy of the Lord. Please, please, young ladies and men, be very grateful. Yeah, that was good advice. If you guys want to come in and chat, there's a way you can press the link and come in the chat and talk about my comments, about your experience with domestic violence. I welcome it, y'all. Some of these comments are older now because yeah. Anyways, this one said, "Damn, he's fine." So someone is infatuated with the abuser. Someone has a crush on the abuser. And girl, okay, you can't go off of looks. Just because he looks cute in your opinion doesn't mean he's not going to abuse you. And why are you focused on him being looking cute? Cute doesn't matter. Like, what it matters is what he looks like on the inside. Don't be fooled by looks, please, y'all out there. Don't let a cute guy or attractive guy get any passes because they will still abuse you. Like, okay. Another comment says, even with your bruises, you can still see her beauty. I pray that you heal and find your strength in this time of your life, baby girl, because he didn't deserve you or your time. God has you wrapped in his angel wings, praying for your safety, and thank you for the powerful message. Someone says, well, damn. Another comment says, this is just so awful, really. I agree. It's very awful. Another comment says, cotton candy ice cream. I don't know what that means. Not sure why they put that comment. Another person says, I think she really loves him. That's the same person. Obviously, she did love him. That's why she dealt with the abuse. But she is letting everybody know, like, once they hit you once, you need to leave. It's not okay. Another comment says, it's best to walk away as a man that makes you a better person. Someone says, it's best to walk away as a man that makes you a better person. Yeah, don't abuse. Another comment says, oh, no person deserves to be beaten up. This is sad. She doesn't deserve any of this or any of these bruises. And I agree. Another comment says, my girlfriend's previous boyfriend did this to her and she looked exactly like the girl in the video. I actually replied to this comment. I said, I hope she's safe now. So that is from like a couple months ago. Another comment says, it starts with verbal abuse. Run, get out, do not look back. Get out. I'm going to say that again, y'all. When it comes to domestic violence, it starts with verbal abuse. Run, get out, do not look back. Get out. Yep, she's right. This person is right. Someone says, wow, that's sad. Someone says, wow, he whooped on her, obviously. Someone says, damn. Another person says he will be out tomorrow. They will do nothing. And I kind of gotta agree with this person because he did not really get any type of serious punishment. He is on probation, 4 years. He could easily retaliate against her. I don't know the update, like I said before. I hope he is far away from her, and I really hope that Jenna Lee has a restraining order on him. But he basically, in my opinion, got a slap on the wrist. I would feel so infuriated as a victim, like being abused the way he abused her, to know that he's out on probation. He didn't have any prison time. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened behind the scenes. I don't know what kind of negotiation he had with the judge and attorneys, the prosecutor, whatever. But he should have got more time than that. And that's why I think abusers continue to abuse because, like I said before, they know that they're going to get a slap on the wrist. It's like they normalize domestic violence, like, oh, she'll get over it. Oh, it's okay. It's just something that happens all the time. There are some people who really do normalize domestic violence, and it's not normal. It's not normal to be hit on by your partner. It's not normal to hit on your partner, just like it's not normal to be hitting on your children. Learn some self control. Use your words. And if you don't feel like y'all can get along, it's like it's not working out. You need to just leave each other. There's like billions and billions of people on earth. You don't need to stick with that one person. Like, it's gonna be okay. Heartbreaks hurt, but eventually you will get over that person. Time heals a lot of things. I'm not gonna say time heals all. I'm not gonna say that. Another comment says, I'm glad she's getting help. Many of us never receive it. I don't know how many times I've called the National Domestic Violence Hotline only to be put on hold for an hour. And if anyone answers, only given a short list of resources they consider near me, which often aren't, then spend another hour calling every single one of them only to be told, sorry, we are full. They're always full, or sorry, you have to have experienced a violent episode in the past 24 hours for us to help you. I've been looking for real help, safety, anything for almost 2 years and only found it once at a shelter that was over an hour away from me. The resources are are simply not there. Awareness about domestic violence is step one. Blaming victims for not reaching out for help, which is a typical MO in the US, is false help. Which is a typical, I'm sorry. The help is simply not out there and women are dying. Someone needs to act. Lots of people need to, or nothing will come from this awareness. Wow. All right. But yeah, that's really sad. I didn't realize that, someone was experiencing like a negative, having a negative. I didn't know that someone was experiencing a negative experience with the domestic violence hotline. I know that there's shelters who get full. I definitely know that. There are shelters who will turn you away sometimes, which is very unfortunate. I've known that. But I thought the hotline was helpful. So that's something I'm going to dig into. I'm going to try to find more information about the domestic violence hotline, how helpful it is, and what people are saying about it. So this is actually a good idea. I'm going to pin this comment. I'm going to pin it because I want to make sure that I pay attention to it. All right. Another comment says, no matter how pink your hair is, to indicate mental illness, men will still love them. I have no idea what that comment is trying to say. I have no clue. Someone says, "Oh my gosh, I feel like crazy for this young lady. I hate men who does this." Someone says, "So sorry." Someone put prayer hands. Someone put like a angry emoji, curse word emoji. This is the one that I actually replied to. I think this comment says, "I'm glad she came to her senses. I'm glad I came to my senses also. I pray all domestic abuse victims come to their senses before they can't come back from that one mistake." Yeah. And I just replied with a heart. Someone says I wouldn't be in the same location. I'm terrified for her. I'm gonna read one more. I'm gonna read one more comment and then I'm pretty much gonna get off live. But I'm gonna do some more research on the domestic violence hotline. I'm gonna tell you guys the domestic violence hotline before I get off though. So this comment says, why is DV, basically domestic violence, why is domestic violence so focused on women? Men also get abused. And I replied and I said, why are men so focused on abusing women is a better question. And the person says, I agree. Men abuse women, but they make it seem like every man abuses women, saying the world doesn't need men. So that person is just like coming on the video just to talk about men that are abused, but the video is about women being abused. I hate when people try to change the subject. Yes, men and women abuse, okay, but women are abused at a higher rate than men. And you guys know, generally men are stronger and bigger than women. I'm not saying all men are bigger and strong. I'm just saying typically, okay? So it's easier for women to become a victim, but anyone could be a victim of domestic violence. So this comment said that she was just abused. This was 3 months ago. I'm so late to my comments. All right, y'all. So a couple more. I'll read a couple more comments and I'll get off. Okay. This one said, I had a relative that was murdered by her children's father. So sad. That is very sad. You hear about it all the time. Some women do not make it out alive. I'm thankful that Jenna Lee made it out. She's very bruised. She was very bruised up, but she did make it out alive. There are some women who don't make it out alive. Some women whose children don't make it out alive because these abusers want to take your life the children's life, and even sometimes their own life. Another comment says, "Thank God that you got away alive because love doesn't hurt." I agree. Love does not hurt. Another comment says, "Real men never hit women with closed fists in her face." Real men never hit women, period. I'm about to put that down. Never hit women, period. If a man is in a self-defense situation, I could probably understand that. But just to like hit her because you're mad and you're not using your words, that's the problem. And knowing that if your strength, knowing say you're like 6'5" and she's 4'11", and like I can't tell someone how to defend against someone being abusing them, but I would hope that someone so big and so strong would try to like exit because they know that their strength and power could really like demolish a smaller person. But again, women and men should keep their hands to themselves. Real men never hit women, period. So another comment says women love hood. This is my last one I'm gonna get off, y'all, because it's really sad. Actually, there's two more comments I'm gonna read. I'm gonna get off, okay? This comment says women love hood violent guys, though. She knew who he was before she messed with him. Someone replied and said, definitely not, and women are half the population. To make that generalization is insulting, untrue, and blaming her for what he did. So I'm just replying to him, even though I'm super late. Someone says, oh my God. Okay, last comment, and I'm gonna get off, y'all. Okay, last comments that I'm going to read. Basically, if you guys are late to the live, I'm just reading comments from this short that I posted with Jenna Lee. She was severely abused by her ex-boyfriend, I think the father of her children, and he put her in the hospital, and he went into she went into hiding because of it. So the punishment that he received was just probation. He's on 4-year probation. So I think he probably has like maybe 2 more years to go of probation. That's it. They call it community control. So he did not go to prison, which he should have. I don't know what deal he worked out with the attorneys, but he should have been facing some consequences. So he, in his mind, oh, I can just hit my girlfriend and I'll just get some probation. So who's to say that he's going to stop this behavior? Allegedly, the probation um, entails things maybe helping him to educate himself about domestic violence and stuff, but I can't guarantee that he will keep his hands to himself in the future because he didn't have any real consequences. And I'm not saying that people who go to prison learn from their mistakes. There are plenty of abusers who go to prison and they come back and abuse. So I can't say that, but I really feel like he should have been clank clank, not just in jail. This guy says, that's sad. There are plenty of good men who would love these women right. Your wounds can heal. God be with you, sister. And of course, a nasty person said they know beforehand there are good men for them, but they choose the thug. Like, people don't understand the mind and psychology and trauma. Like, people are not going out there choosing people to abuse them to be just because that's what they want. People are choosing things they are accustomed to. They may have seen their father beat their mother. They saw some type of domestic violence in the home. They were, abused previously. They were abused as a child, and they feel like that's all they have and that's all they can get. People tend to choose based on the level of their self-esteem. No one in their right mind is walking into abuse. Okay. If you see someone staying with someone, because if you see someone staying with an abuser, it's not because they're really happy and love themselves. Something is going on there. Stop victim blaming. Try to understand. But you can't make people who think like that understand. Like, they're just a lost cause, in my opinion. Someone says, get out. If you stay, it will get worse. I'd rather leave with nothing than live with DV. I agree. All right, so that's it for right now. Thank you so much to everyone who came into this live stream to support this live. I will connect this live with the shorts that I'm reacting to, the comments of Jenna Lee and her abuser Montrese Hughes out of Toledo, Ohio. I don't know if Jenna Lee is still living in Toledo. I don't know if he's still living in Toledo, but I hope wherever she is safe and she knows it. Like she said, she knew that, she learned that it wouldn't stop. And I hope she didn't give him a second chance. I hope that if he is seeing his children, that it's like supervised visitation. I hope that it's just done in a way that she doesn't have to interact with him. Um, I actually looked up his name today, and I saw that like maybe a few years before this incident, he was beat up by another guy apparently or something like that. It was from Toledo, Ohio, and it looks like it was him, the same name and everything. So, you know, he's getting beat up and he want to take it out on women or something like that. I don't know. I'm trying to find the exact article because I don't want to say the wrong thing, but it looks like, let me see. Yeah, so this story came out in December of 2020, 2019. It says man arrested for early morning stabbing in Toledo. It says a man has been arrested on assault charges. This is Toledo, Ohio. A man has been arrested on assault charges. I can't talk. A man has been arrested on assault charges after an early Monday morning stabbing in Toledo. It says at around 1:50. Let me turn this alarm. Hey Siri, turn off alarm. Hey Siri, turn off timer. Hey Siri, turn off timer. Okay, it didn't turn off. Siri sometimes has to listen to me, y'all. All right, so it says a man has been arrested on assault charges after an early Monday morning stabbing in Toledo. At around 1:50 a.m., police responded to a report of a person stabbed in a home on the 600 block of North Detroit Avenue. According to a police report, officers found 25-year-old Montrese Hughes with a stab wound and had been taken to the Pro Medic Toledo Hospital with the non-life-threatening injuries. So yeah, it looks like if his name is the same, if this is the same person, they said he was stabbed. Montrese Hughes, Toledo, Ohio. It makes sense. Let me listen to the video real quick to make sure how old he was because um anyways, it doesn't matter. But it's crazy how he was stabbed up, abused, and he goes around just doing it to other people. Like, yeah. It makes it hard for you to feel sorry for someone that happening to him when he turned around a few years later and did that to the mother of his child, you know? Yeah. Anyway, y'all, I appreciate everybody who came into this live stream to support this live stream. Um, Before I come off, as I said, I will give the domestic violence hotline as usual. So if you or someone you know is in a domestic violence situation, I hope you will make it out safely, okay? I'm hoping that the domestic violence hotline will be a help to you. So you can call 1-800-799 SAFE. Let me give y'all a better one because this one is not giving you the full number. It's kind of disguising it a little bit. All right. So if you or someone you know is in a domestic violence situation, please call 800-799-7233. That's 800-799-7233. Or you can text the word begin to 88788. The word begin, that's BEGIN. B is in ball, E is an elephant, G is in girl, I is in ice, N is in Nancy. Text the word begin to 88788. Thank you guys for staying in the live with me. If you're watching the replay, I really appreciate it. Replay gang. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for your support. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I hope to see you very, very, very soon. Have a good night, good evening, good morning, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. I hope you're well. I hope you're well. All right. Be safe. Be safe.